justice has been increasingly at the core of influential educational theories. It points to the many forms of inequities and oppression that beleaguer education and society, from instances of marginalization to microaggressions and, in some cases, violence. It also points to the fact that resources, freedoms, and opportunities are inequitably distributed. Such inequalities can be based on race, class, gender, ability, sexual orientation, religion, language, and a multitude of other factors. They are deeply embedded in institutions like education and make their way, often unconsciously, into everyday practice. By focusing on social justice, we turn our attention to these systems and practices, and we work to cast light on them, understand them, untangle them from practice, and transform our systems. Social justice and social justice education, regardless of how widely they are discussed, continue to be contested concepts. Scanlan's social justice schema does not attempt to be everything for everyone. Rather, he offers a conceptual framework for leadership that provides important scaffolding for locally relevant and contextually appropriate practice. In doing so, he identifies key underlying principles and 6 ways of proceeding in order to nurture inclusivity, foster critical formation, leverage communities of practice, cultivate social ecosystem, practice practical wisdom, and advance social justice. Scanlan suggests the metaphor of navigating for leaders who adopt the social justice schema for their practice. This makes sense, given the centrality of context to leadership. No single school is like any other. Yes, there are similarities, but each is unique, with its own staff, students, community, resources, history, organizational culture, reputation, and so on. The navigation metaphor rings true, given the turbulent nature of the context that many leaders will indeed be navigating in their efforts to continuously improve their school's abilities to advance social justice. Leaders need tools that foster their ability to center justice and equity in their work, to examine their schools, the education they offer, and the community they foster, to reflect on the allocation of resources, the inclusiveness of the school's curriculum and programming, and the distribution of power, and to make decisions about what must change and how to change it. Leaders must engage multiple stakeholders in this work, and those stakeholders often hold diverse and often conflicting identities and perspectives, making frameworks like the social justice schema a helpful touchstone. Today's headlines are full of stories about educators leaving their profession and the difficulty of attracting new talent to the profession. Fingers are pointed here and there as to the cause, and as usual, the reasons and roots of the problem are much more complex than most people prefer. Yes, the profession is not provided the proper respect it deserves. Yes, educators are not paid as well as they should be, particularly given the critical role they play in nurturing the future of our country, as well as the professional education required for them to enter the profession. And yes, the preparation of educators, both teachers and leaders, is uneven, given the 50-state system of certification and the loose couplings between educational standards, educational research, and program approval. Each of these issues can be addressed in the United States if we have the political and ethical will to do so. And many would argue that if we do not find that will soon, the economy, democracy, and society will suffer greatly. But another reason that leaders are leaving the profession, whether they are newly minted principals or seasoned leaders, is that they lack ongoing professional development, mentoring, and support. Leadership is challenging and lonely work. As Scanlan points out, school leaders are attending to multiple demands, pivoting from one moment and topic to the next, from a crisis to a celebration, and they are often doing this in isolation. This leaves many feeling frenetic, untethered, and even paralyzed, questioning how to proceed, whether they have what it takes, and what their next move should be. What Scanlan offers, in this book and through the companion website, is a tool for gaining orientation, a framework for proceeding, and guidance for rallying one's community to work together toward a common purpose. We humans use schemas and frameworks to help us think. These are often shaped by experience, context, and culture. They can be both a help and a hindrance. They shape and can impede learning if we are not critically reflective and if we are not intentional. Using the social justice scheme